Hello! Oh. Hey everyone! With the new year approaching soon, I thought it would be fun to talk about what I was doing this time last year as far as kind of a New Year's resolution of wanting to organize my life a little bit better or just keep track of a lot of random thoughts that I have that didn't feel worth writing a whole journal entry about. So I had heard of bullet journaling before, but mostly just kind of seen it randomly on Pinterest, and it looked really fancy, and for people that were into different brands or colors of pens and were super good at lettering, and they were all just really fancy, and it just seemed like an excuse to make a really fancy planner for people who were obsessed with planners, which I am not really. And then I think I just stumbled across it at the library or had heard about it and immediately put a hold on it at the library. The book by Ryder Carroll, who actually invented the bullet journal system called The Bullet Journal Method. And it was so encouraging and kind of eye-opening as to what he had in mind when he invented the system. And I just loved all of the pictures that were super minimalist. There were no cutesy drawings, there were no fun colors. It was literally just like black pen with some dots and different little symbols, and was just a method for kind of organizing all of the different thoughts in his life all in one place and then kind of sorting them into categories at the end of the day or reviewing them at the end of the month with daily reflections and monthly reflections. And that made so much sense to me and felt way less intimidating than all of the super pretty bullet journal stuff I had seen on Pinterest. So in the book, he recommends giving it a few months of a try, just to see if it works for you or what tweaks you would want to make it work for your life. So I was reading it last October because I got this little Halloween drawing book. We went to like a community center Halloween carnival thing, and my daughter got this in her treat bag, and she was 1, so she's not going to use it. So this was my very first bullet journal that I did for, I think, November and December, just to kind of get into the rhythm of it, and then I was going to do the super pretty one, but not that pretty. So I treated myself to this beautiful journal from Noonday Collection, which I will link down below. My sister's an ambassador for them, but they make mostly fair trade jewelry, but they also do some like ornaments around Christmas time, and they do bags and they do scarves. But yeah, I was super excited about this journal. This was going to be my 2020 beautiful, perfect bullet journal planner that I couldn't make any mistakes in, and I was trying to say it was okay to make mistakes in, but it was so pretty that I didn't want to mess it up. So at the end of December last year, I laid out my key index at the beginning, and I made lists of all the books I wanted to read in 2020, all of the new crafts I wanted to all of the new crafts I wanted to try in 2020, things I wanted to try baking, and I had like a weekly layout of keeping track of like drinking water and stuff like that. It was gonna have everything. And I had done the 2 months of trying, and it was okay. And I was like, once I really get into it, I'm gonna like this, and it's gonna take off. And probably 2 weeks into trying it this past January, I realized what I was really depending on was the app, the Bullet Journal Companion, I believe it's called. And it's so helpful. It has quick reminders or explanations of what the different pages are in a bullet journal, like the monthly log, the daily reflections. You can even scan in your old bullet journals if you finish an old one, like a full notebook. You can scan it in there and kind of have it all in one place. But the main thing I was using it for was like a temporary daily log. So there's a place where you can enter in that random task you have to do, or that thing you want to look up, or that interesting thought you had while going on a walk. You can put it in the daily log place, but it disappears after 72 hours, which is very purposeful and smart, that it's only there as a placeholder if you don't happen to have your physical journal with you. So you need to transfer it to your physical journal before it disappears in the app. And I was pretty good about doing that, but I kept being annoyed that I had to transfer it. And then I don't know, I was just a little overwhelmed by the weight of my own making of the weekly layout and stuff. And it helped me hone what exactly I was wanting to use it for. I wanted to carry this everywhere with me and be that place to dump my crazy mom brain somewhere and then sort it out later in the day. And as I used the companion app more and more, I realized that I kind of already had something that was working for me, fulfilling what I was wanting to get out of a bullet journal, and that is Google Keep. I had never heard of it. There are so many Google products. I was shocked I didn't know about it. I don't know when it came into existence. I don't remember seeing any announcement about it, but when I married my husband, he is full Google everything. And I was already like Gmail, Google Calendar, had never heard of Google Keep. And it was fantastic. It is what I wanted a bullet journal to be, but I always have my phone with me everywhere I'm going. And if you set up the voice to text option on your keyboard, you don't even need hands. You don't even have to type. I remember when my daughter was a few months old and I was in a dark room with a white noise machine blasting, I think slowly turning in circles or something to try to get her to nap, and I was just having like a brain meltdown, and I knew what I wanted in that moment was to journal, but I couldn't because I had to get this tiny human to fall asleep. So I opened Google Keep and I clicked the little microphone and just word vomited to my phone, which was transcribing all of it. And then I had it there, and then later put it through my organization system. I assigned a certain color to any thoughts on motherhood, and then I have a tag that I can put it in, and then I can just click on that tag and have every thought that I've had randomly, no matter how long or short it is, all in one place. I can write down quotes that I like from a book I'm reading and put that in a tag. I can add an extra tag if I just want one for all of the ones from that specific book. So I like that it's similar to bullet journal in that it requires you to be simple and minimalist. You can't do bold, you can't do italics. You can just do basic text, paragraph spacing. I like the checklist option, and then you can nest things under each other in a tab, so like a main checkpoint and a few checkpoints below it. There's a limited range of colors that you can make each individual idea, and you can label them or archive them or rearrange them. And that's about it. I love that you're limited because it forces you to not get so crazy with how it looks or anything and just get the ideas down. I really like pinning things that I need right away or pinning tasks for that day, so you can still do a daily log. You just make a new note and you put the date on it, and then you just type anything that you need in that note, and that's your pinned note. And then at the end of the day, you can separate them out into different notes with your color system. And it forces you to go through each of those checkpoints just like you would with a bullet journal, except it's in your phone. The other thing that my husband and I really like Google Keep for is that you can share the notes. So we just have an eternally standing grocery list shared Keep note. And whenever he notices that we're out of something, he can put it on the note and I will see it when I'm at the grocery store. There have been times that I am driving to the grocery store and I get there and I text him and I'm like, hey, I'm at the store, so you've got like 5 minutes to add anything to this note. And I can see him be like, oh man, I wanted more oatmeal. I can see it pop up on my note in real time, which is super cool. So yeah, that's why I like Google Keep. I feel like some people, bullet journal is the way to go, especially if you're a tactile writing person, makes all the difference for you. You probably will want that physical journal. As someone that is just kind of always on the go, don't have, I was never good at carrying my journal with me, which I feel like if I was maybe working in an office setting or something like that, then maybe I would, because I was already carrying other things around, but I'm generally carrying a human. So I prefer Google Keep because it is entirely on my phone or my computer. Just type in keep.google.com. So whether you end up with the bullet journal or using Google Keep, I hope that one of these options can be really awesome for setting goals and being more productive and organized in 2021.